Normally, children are friendly, cute, and adorable, but there are always those messy and bratty kids that nobody likes very much. Still, these messy kids are angels compared to the ones we are going to talk about today. In today's video, we are going to show you the 10 most cruel children in the world. After watching this video, I'm sure you won't be bothered anymore by that annoying cousin who messes with your stuff. Before continuing the video, you know what to do, right? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and enjoy. Let's go! In 10th place, we have Christian Fernandez. He was only 13 years old when he was found guilty of the death of his 2-year-old brother. According to the police, Christian was alone with his little brother at home and took the opportunity to beat him to death. Initially, he was convicted of planning his brother's death, but later the charge was changed to manslaughter, which is when there is no intention to kill. Christian was released in 2018 at the age of 19. In 9th place, John Venables and Robert Thompson. In 1993, in England, these two boys kidnapped and killed a 3-year-old boy named James Bulger. They beat, abused, and tortured James to death and left the body on the train tracks to make it look like an accident. The most shocking thing is that John and Robert were only 10 years old at the time. The murder shocked the entire England, and the two were sentenced to 8 years in prison. They had to undergo an intensive re-education process due to the brutality of the crime committed at such a young age. In 8th place, Graham Young. Since childhood, he was fascinated by poisons and how they worked in the human body. At just 14 years old, he had already poisoned his entire family, including his mother and stepmother, causing the death of his stepmother. Even after being arrested, he continued killing people by poisoning cellmates. Graham was accused of poisoning more than 70 people throughout his life, earning the nickname the Teacup Poisoner. In 7th place, Brian and David Freeman. These brothers, raised by a Jehovah's Witness family, were neo-Nazis and hated the fact that their relatives did not share their extremist beliefs. In February 1995, they joined a cousin and killed their father, mother, and younger brother. The brothers confessed to the crimes and were sentenced to life imprisonment, along with their cousin. In 6th place, Brenda Spencer. At 16 years old, on January 29, 1979, she entered a school armed and fired 30 shots, killing the janitor and the school principal, as well as seriously injuring a police officer and 8 more children. When asked about the reason for the attack, Brenda replied, "I don't like Mondays. This liven's up the day." She was charged with murder and sentenced to 25 years in prison. In 5th place, Jordan Brown. At 11 years old, he killed his pregnant stepmother with a 20-gauge shotgun on February 20th, 2009. Jordan feared being forgotten when the baby was born and developed intense jealousy. He was sent to a rehabilitation clinic, and this case still generates controversy to this day. In 4th place, Mary Bell. In 1968, in England, 11-year-old Mary was responsible for the death of 2 strangled boys. The victims were Martin Brown, 4 years old, and Brian Howe, 3 years old. Mary had a troubled childhood, suffering abuse and even rape. After committing the crimes, she was released in 1980, and in 2007, her life became a documentary after her mother's death. In 3rd place, Christopher Pittman. At 12 years old, he had already run away from home, attempted suicide, and was addicted to antidepressants. On November 28, 2001, after an argument with his grandparents, Christopher took a shotgun and killed them. He also set the house on fire and fled in the family car. When he was captured, he claimed to have been kidnapped, but the excuse didn't stick and he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. In 2nd place, Amarjeet Sada. At just 8 years old in 2007 in India, he killed 3 babies, including his 6-month-old sister, a 9-month-old cousin, and the neighbor's daughter, who was only 6 months old. In India, minors are not imprisoned, so he was taken to a rehabilitation clinic where he will stay until he turns 18. In 1st place, Jasmine Richardson. In 2006, at the age of 12, along with her 23-year-old boyfriend, she killed her parents and her 8-year-old brother. Jasmine had a troubled relationship with her parents, who did not approve of her relationship. The two planned and executed the crime. Jasmine was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and this story has become the subject of documentaries and studies due to its brutality and complexity. That was today's video. Click the thumbs up, guys, because it helps a lot and costs you nothing. Subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye.